And now I'd like to introduce our speakers, Alisha, Phillips, and Michelle Cox with Sofa King Creative. Hi guys.
Hey.
So I am Alisha. I am the creative director at Sofa King Creative.
And I'm Michelle, and I'm the associate creative director at Sofa King Creative.
So Sofa King Creative is a brand management company, and what that means is we take every aspect of your digital brand and make sure that it fits inside of what this thing that we consider branding is. So from that, we start, say you're a brand new company, so we start from the beginning by creating a visual presence for you, which would include multiple things that we'll explain in the slides that's next to come. When discussing your brand, all aspects of it include print, social media, your website, then your website mobilely, it includes videos, and it also includes an aspect of who you are to your clientele and to your employees.
A lot of people think that branding is just basically your logo, but it's the whole package. It's what you're presenting as your business.
So this is what a branding package looks like. When we create branding packages as graphic designers, we start with the logo. And when discussing between all of us what your company entails, we start to pull ideas and creative images and styles that fit to that. So for Sofa King Creative, we're a very fun and lively group of people, and we're also a large demographic of the younger generation. So we want things that are clean and simple and appeal to your eye automatically. So when discussing our logo, we wanted something that portrays that. We also really enjoy the high contrast, so we chose a color palette that, when placed on black, had a very high contrast to it so that your eye hit it correctly. And we also discussed who we were. And when we think about who we are in Sofa King Creative, we want to visually show in a very fun and energetic way that we cover the full spectrum. So Michelle found a very light and airy spectrum, and we fell in love with it. So we started to use it on all of our branding assets. You can stay on this one. So you can see that we have the logos when they're black, what they look like when they're on white. We have when they're white, what they look like on black, and then we have them when they're in color. You want to make sure that you have all of these because when you're using them on separate assets, you always want to make sure that your brand is showing them correctly. Then you want to have your fonts picked out. Now there's a difference between design fonts and web fonts. Design fonts are something that you can use on all like branded assets. So what I mean by that is like flyers and business cards and things like that. Web fonts is fonts that work well with the internet. Things that a font that's always going to show up for somebody no matter what computer they're on, what phone they're on, or anything like that. They work well with that. So our design font is Centrigoff, and then our web font is Lato. Then we're going to move into the colors that you see. So the top row of colors are called hex colors, which hex is an RGB spectrum. So RGB is what colors that you visually see when looking online. Now the difference between online colors and print colors is that online colors are backlit. So you have light shining through the back side of the color in order to give you that color. Now print colors, they're front lit. The light is being absorbed from the front. So colors show up differently from there.
And on RGB, it's less. RGB is red, green, and blue. So your internet has the potential to select more richer colors. For printing processes, it's CMYK, which is cyan, blue, M is magenta, Y is yellow, and K is black. So for print, pixels are making up what you see as the color and what you perceive. So you can't recreate what you're seeing with only the 3 colors to the 4.
Yes. And the reason we're discussing this is because it's a huge problem when you're taking your brand's identity. You want to make sure that you're also picking your brand's identity in the real world. So say you're printing or you decide on a blue and you want this blue to be very, very vibrant. And it looks great digitally, but then you can never be able to print that blue because it doesn't come out the same as when you're shifting your color spectrum to CMYK. So you always want to be aware of your color choices from digital to print so that your company looks branded across all platforms. If you have any questions from that, please ask us because this is a huge problem in the design world.
Yeah, that'll be okay. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
All right, print assets can be from business cards, letterheads, brochures, wrap cards, flyers, invitations, banners, even your outdoor signage, or even clothing, like me and Michelle right now are wearing our 15 Creative shirts, and I promise you they are in line with our brand. So if you look to the visuals on this slide, the far left corner, the upper left corner is an example of our business cards. Then right next to that is our letterhead. You can see that the spectrum on the black is always consistent, and at the bottom we have all of the things that you would need to know from who we are, like social handles, address, website, and like an info at or how you would get in contact with us. Underneath the letterhead is an example of our wrap cards. Wrap cards are 4x9 printed sheets of paper. And this is something that you would hand out to people as like a leave behind after you have a discussion about who you are with a client or anyone that you're discussing your business with. It has a small bit information of who you are and all the things that you do. And then next to that was a flyer that we created for our past job fair. And we placed these on here to show you how all print aspects of your company should be in line together. So if you saw one piece of this, you would know that it was part of 17 Creative, not just by the logo, but by the color choices and the font styles and the ways you lay things out.
Consistency is super important.
Yes, definitely.
So you want people to be able to just recognize you when they see you.
Okay, social media. This is a huge thing starting out with where we are in the world right now. So having your social media platform set up correctly, visually
consistent?
Yes, visually consistent throughout each one. So I'm not just meaning your Facebook on your computer and your Facebook on your phone. I'm meaning your Facebook, your Twitter, and your Instagram, and then if you have a Pinterest, if you have an Indeed, if you have any of those platforms, they all look the same. So using the same headers, using the same icons, using the same colors, and making sure that's consistent so that if someone was to fall upon your Instagram after seeing your Facebook, they feel that you are a legit company. It gives you more brand recognition behind it. It allows people to feel more comfortable and safe with who you are because everything feels consistent. As human beings, we want consistency. We want consistency in the world around us, in our relationships, in the companies that we choose to be involved with. And when we receive that, we're more inclined to buy products. We're more inclined to become part of your company.
What's really important too is having that same tag or at your business consistent on all platforms so people can easily find you and you're not having 12 different names so people are questioning, is that really who you are? Also, the era that we're in now, everyone is always on their phone, on social media, posting about it. People give reviews, people have the videos, they see it, they're more inclined to buy things. 85% people are more likely to buy something after seeing it in a video. That's just kind of the era we're living in, so it's really important to get with the time.
Yeah, and also the fast-paced life that we live in is we only have seconds in order to get somebody's attention. So people are always on social media while you're scrolling, while they're looking through things, they're being consistently stimulated stimulated by branding. So you always want yours to stand out, and you always want it to be consistent in order for them to recognize it anywhere. All right, website. Website is a huge thing because this is your digital storefront as a business, no matter if you are a brick and mortar or anything like that. Your website is the first place, or one of the first places, that a person is going to be introduced to your brand. And you always want that to count, no matter what. So giving them the opportunity to scroll through your website, and you want it to be as informational as possible without being overly informational. So you want it to be informational visually and by text. So adding those two together and making sure they complement each other in the right way is going to get the best response. Because some people are better at reading and some people are better at visuals. So you want to be able to hit both of those demographics. You want to make sure that your colors are the same for your brand. You want to make sure that your logo is crisp and clean and it shows up properly. You want to make sure that the verbiage on your website is showing the voice that you're choosing for your company. So as Josephine Creative, we're obviously creative. So we wanted to show that within our team page on our website. And if you do go to josephinecreative.com, you can see that. And we call ourselves Creative Heroes. And we had each team member choose a superhero that fits their personality along with a little blurb about them. And we felt that that was a really fun and energetic way to portray who we are. So that goes along with the voice that you're choosing for your company. You also want to make sure that it's very interactive. People lose attention so fast. So when things like move a little or shift a little or scroll over it and it changes, it helps keep people's attention for longer.
You also want to make sure that the usability is extremely easy. Like, just because you think you understand it in your head, someone else might not get that, and you want your message to be very clear, very concise, easy to follow.
All right, mobile. So, as the world we live in, like we all know, everyone uses their phones. Very few people actually go on to desktops or laptops. So, I want to say about 85% of the population uses their mobile devices to search the internet. So keeping your brand consistent throughout your mobile devices is a huge, huge thing, because you don't want a website to look fabulous on your desktop, and then when you pull it up on the phone, everything comes up all wonky and like photos are overlaying and text isn't like coming out right. Then it's going to ruin your brand authenticity with your clientele. It's going to feel that you really don't know what you're doing, or that you haven't taken the time to review that aspect of who you are. There's a couple statistics I wanted to pull out. Let me find them, I'm sorry. So, yeah, 81% of people only skim content that they read online. So going back to that visual side of things that I was discussing, we want to make sure that you're adding photos or videos or even like small graphics that go along with the visual content or the verbiage that's on there, so that people don't have to specifically read everything in order to understand what they're supposed to be looking at.
Touching back still on web, because it's web and mobile, which is responsive again. You want to make sure as your business, people can clearly within 3 seconds be able to identify who you are and what you're giving them, what's available. Otherwise, they're gonna go find somebody else, and you don't want that.
Yeah. And when thinking about your mobile website, we also have to think about the other apps that people use. So in your website, you want to make sure that your map on your website of where you're located interacts with people's maps on their phones. So Google Maps and Apple Maps and all those things interact correctly. And then also your social media links on your website. Are they linking correctly? Is it easy to use for somebody? Can they just move their phone and click on it? Where's your menu placed? Is that an easy place for people to use consistently? We want to evaluate all sides of that in order to make sure it's as easy as possible for your consumers to view. All right, video. Video is a huge thing now. It's becoming more and more of a necessity as an asset for a company to have good content. About posts that have a video, people are way more inclined to buy that product if it is promoting a product. It has a different value to it when somebody can see that product being used or interacted with in a video content that you've created. It gives it more authenticity to the person. And making sure that your message is clear in these videos so that before even starting to create them, you're thinking of the reason for creating it and everything has a purpose behind it and it's straight and to the point and it has the good style to it and it doesn't look old or outdated. You want to make sure that your transitions are clean and that the music that's overlaid on it fits with the style that you're going for.
We've included our video on here, which you can also view on our website too, if it's easier for you.
This is a longer version of our video. We have a small blurb from each of our clients, or in here talking about like who we are and what we've done for them. And do we want to go through it now, or do we want to have everyone? Oh, okay. So you guys can view it afterwards. It's live on our website, and yeah. All right, this is what we were talking about with brand being more than just your visual assets. So when thinking of your brand, how do you want to come across to people? It also it's also a good way of looking at it as your personality as a person. So your personality, some people think that it's not chosen, but you can choose it. So choosing how you want to come off to the outside world or how you want to come off to relationships that you have or coming off to your employees and your clientele. So that's a major part of that I don't feel much people actually view from that. Creating a culture inside of your office with your employees is a huge aspect. They can be the largest fans for you, and having your employees and your clientele understanding who you are and being confident in all aspects of your brand will help them promote you more than you actually promote yourself. So keeping open communication, making sure that everyone is able to be creative and have fun, and that your style of interacting with people can be personable and it leaves a good taste in people's mouths after they talk to you. So these photos on the right, we always celebrate birthdays in the office. We have a lot of fun with that. We celebrate like Bosses Day, people bring in cakes for us. And we also choose to go and interact with all of our clients. The photo at the bottom is our whole staff at Sophie Rock, which is one of our favorite clients that we have. And we just wanted to showcase how easy it is to choose to have good culture in your office or choose to have good culture in your company because it shows a better side of your brand than just what you're choosing to put out there.
Yeah, definitely. This goes back to the experience.
Yeah, it's all about experience and authenticity and all those things.
So, just a quick recap on what branding is and what you should definitely be thinking about. Starting with your business, people should be able to identify what you are, where you're at, what you provide to them. Your website should be easy to find. Your social platform should be easy to find and consistent. They should be able to know your name, your logo visually, your tagline, colors, and fonts. They should all be recognized across the board. By keeping consistent with all the things we discussed today in this will help promote recognition for your brand so people will just be able to identify you by seeing you. It helps set you apart from everyone you're competing against, so why we're better than the other marketing companies because of all these things. It tells people who you are. It creates trust with your customers and your clients. It gives motivation to your employees. It generates referrals because if you're doing great and you're promoting that, then that's going to come back because people are talking about it and sharing it. It helps your clients and your customers know what exactly they're getting from you, and it helps you connect with them emotionally, which is extremely important. So branding is not just your visual; it's the whole package.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to listen to us and to really consider how important branding is to everyone's company. And
If you have any
If you ever need help, like, let us know.
we're an email away or a phone call away.
Yes, definitely.
All right, guys, just again, if there are any questions, if you are joining us by the phone and the web, you can ask a question by typing it into the chat feature on the bottom left corner of the screen. If you are joining us by phone only, you can press *7 on your phone to unmute your line. Do we have any questions? All right, thank you so much, Alisha and Michelle, for speaking with us today about the importance of branding. Make sure to join us next week as we talk with the Nevada Safety and Training Section about some of the services they offer. Thank you and have a great day.